What do you think is potentially a way that we start making a change in the fitness industry? Like, what do you think makes things more inclusive? What makes people more educated and just lets people be free to be who they are?
I think it's like individuals who are within the fitness space have a responsibility to understand how to be more inclusive, whether that is doing their own research or whether it is going to trainings or CPDs or whatever and gaining that knowledge. We all have a responsibility because we can all do better. And even myself, like, look, despite being queer, despite being non binary, despite being mixed race, I can still obviously do better to make like who I am as a coach, who I am as an individual, more understanding, more accepting, and limit my sort of binary beliefs. Everyone's a work in progress, but we've all got to start somewhere. So I think like making sure we're doing particular types of training and educating ourselves is one way to start, but also actively like speaking about it. And I'm not exactly going to like have a whole political speech to my yoga class because that's also just not the right space for it. People come for a certain reason. I'm not about to, yammer
Yeah.
on about the politics in the UK, but I can use my other platforms in order to maybe speak about that. So I think it's also like finding the appropriate times to have those conversations as well with clientele. If you work with like one-to-one individuals, and it's also about like hearing the types of individuals that come to work with you as well. If they have like a very different, diverse background to myself, it's like learning about that and understanding how that can impact the way in which we work together as well. Um, yeah. So just sort of like seeing those, like, for example, like one of my clients in a bigger body, a lot of the work that we've done is about feeling comfortable in a gym space and taking up that space. They're not necessarily there to lose any weight. They're just there to like feel better and want to move in their body and learn something new. But a lot of the work that we've done is like unpacking how they can navigate that space safely and also like deal with maybe like potential comments or looks from other people as well. And like, I've not been in that position. So it's up to me to have and lead with empathy and compassion when working with them. So again, it's down to like, I think the coach developing their own skills, their own research, having empathy for who they're working with, and then using appropriate platforms to talk about this stuff.
Yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head with so much of that. That was genuinely like just absolutely spot on. And I really liked the leading with empathy and compassion. And I think that's something that's really, really important. And I think pairing that with understanding you're not always going to be perfect. It's just about
Yeah.
trying to be better. So something we've done in different breed is like one like really basic thing because we get quite a lot of trans people or non-binary people through, which is nothing we ever particularly advertised for. And I remember we asked a few people once like what they thought it was helping which is
Mm.
why they came through. And like one of the most common answers they were like, well, you asked me what my pronouns were. And if you've ever
Yeah.
got it wrong, you've said sorry. What are they? Let me just
Yeah.
double check. And then you've made sure to
Yeah.
use them correctly in the future. And I think it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I think what you said there's just so perfect. Just lead with empathy and compassion. Listen to what people need, and when they tell
Yeah.
you, just try and do it. Like,
Yeah.
and it's okay if you
Yeah.
didn't do it the first time round. It's okay if you didn't know, as long as they're not
Exactly.
so offended by whatever you've done that they're happy to just let you know, hey, can you do it like this next time? And you go, sure,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah. 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 Exactly. And like, especially on like onboarding forms, it's really not that hard to add in an extra box of like, what are your pronouns? Really not
That's not
hard.
hard at all.
It's not difficult, but like, if this was me now saying coming to work with you, seeing that would have made me felt like validated and seen, and therefore I would have felt safer and more understood when working with you. Because it's not like, some people don't have to always come out to other people. Like I'm in that position. I don't have to want to over explain myself to people over and over again, like what my pronouns are. It's exhausting to say that every single day, and I'm not going to. So, like, if there's a little checkbox where I can just tick it off, that makes my life 10 times easier.
Yeah, yeah,
um, yeah. So, it's one of those things as well where it's like inclusivity really doesn't have to be that difficult, and it's really not asking a lot of the individual. It's just maybe tweaking some little things here and there and maybe being a little bit more sensitive to current like affairs going on.